What's up, everybody? Good evening. A little later than I usually post a video, but we got a little bit of Seahawks news a little later than we usually do. So, gonna go ahead and pass it along because these are some pretty big updates here. We got a tweet from Mike Dugar, and we've got a tweet from Greg Bell on the end of it, giving us some updates from Pete Carroll concerning our players. And the news is mostly good. The news is mostly positive. I'm feeling pretty good about where this team is after reading these tweets. So, Mike Dugar passes along the following from Pete Carroll. Geno Smith's knee is fine. Charles Cross practiced today. Jamal Adams expected to clear concussion protocol tomorrow. So, first, let's take these one by one. So, Geno Smith's knee is fine. That's good, obviously. That's great news. That's very important news. But I'm going to believe this one when I see it. I'm going to believe the Geno Smith thing when I see it because just because his knee is fine doesn't mean it's actually everything's okay. We kind of saw this with Joe Burrow. He was able to play for about a month, even though he really wasn't capable of doing Joe Burrow things. And it wasn't until this week, yesterday, that he looked like Joe Burrow. So I'm gonna want to see him play for a little bit before I bust out the mission accomplished banner. But this is obviously really good news that physically it's fine and there's no danger of him missing games. At the very least, I think we can say that. Geno Smith's not going to miss any games. So that's great, obviously. Charles Cross practicing today. It would be very shocking if he was able to practice on a Monday and wasn't able to play on Sunday. So looks like Cross is back. That's obviously big. People are going to be very, very excited to hear that. After hearing what I heard a couple weeks ago about Cross, I was pretty confident that he was going to be back for this next game. But it's good to see it in concrete form, have some confirmation that we're good. So Cross is going to likely play on Sunday against the Bengals. Big. Stone Forsyth, you played admirably over the last month, but Cross just opens up our offense a little bit more, so we got to move on. And Jamal Adams, so he was concussed on Monday, and he's expected to clear on Tuesday, so 8 days, which I believe the average time it takes to clear a concussion protocol is 9 days, so I guess he's a little ahead of schedule. But either way, even if he doesn't clear it until Wednesday or Thursday, should be good to play on Sunday is the important part here. So great news there. So it sounds like we're getting these guys back. It sounds like we're good to go. And this also proves, by the way, that Jamal Adams would not have been able to play if we did not have a bye week this week. Because obviously, if Adams didn't clear concussion protocol until the next Tuesday, he would have certainly not played on Sunday. So well-timed bye week as it turns out. So great news here from Dugar. The injuries are clearing up. Nature is healing. Now, there are a couple of little dangling bits of information left after that. Someone asked in the replies about Abe Lucas and Kenny McIntosh. Abe cannot come back, so we can kind of dismiss that right now. Abe is not eligible to come off IR until after this Bengals game. Sounds like they're not really saying all that much about Kenny, but seems like he's not quite ready yet. He is eligible to come off IR, but he's not yet, so we're just going to have to wait and see. We're not getting anything like super concrete in terms of updates there. So I don't know what's going on with McIntosh right now. Greg Bell fills us in a little bit more about Jason Peters here, which I think is very interesting because Abe Lucas is not eligible to come off the injured reserve, but according to Carroll, Jason Peters can play right tackle. He can play left guard. He can play right guard. Now, Carroll tends to be a pretty positive person. I don't know how great I would feel about Jason Peters playing guard, but the important part is he says he can play right tackle, and I'm sure he can. So, Jay Curhan has filled in admirably, but for this Bengals game, could we see a little bit of Jason Peters instead of Jay Curhan at right tackle? And would that be better? I kind of think it would be. Maybe it would be better in pass protection, but not run blocking. Maybe there's going to be a rotation there. We've done that before. But Carroll went on to say this is going to be a big week for the 41-year-old former Eagles All-Pro. So we're going to find out if Peters is going to make a meaningful impact on the Seahawks in 2023, probably later this week. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Would be excited to see Jason Peters suit up and play even a little bit for the Seahawks. Jason Peters, awesome player, one of the all-time great ones. But sounds like this week we're going to learn because the indication here is that we want Peters to play in place of Curhan if Lucas still can't go. And we know we won't have Lucas for at least one more game, but it's very possible we don't have him even beyond that. He might miss more time. All right, I will see you guys later. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch relatively soon here. More Baldur's Gate 3 as we approach endgame of that. Hope to see you guys there. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Videos coming out throughout the day. See y'all later. Go Hawks.